John Vickers.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to see all of you. This is such an amazing occasion. My story started in 2014, where I met my donor, who I didn't know would be my donor. We worked at a small news station in Salisbury, Maryland, and he was the photographer, he was the reporter, and I was the cameraman. We became friends talking about the Sixers, and as you know, in 2014, it was the process era. They were not great. So we always were talking, they should get this guy, that guy, and that friendship built. Fast forward to 2021, I was coughing a lot, I didn't feel great, I was with my wife, and she said, you should probably go to the hospital to get checked out. And I was like, no, I'll be okay. And then later that night, I felt awful, like I had pain in my chest. And she said, let's go. And I was like, okay. And so, you know, wife's always right. And we ended up going to the hospital, and I thought I had COVID because I was coughing and just feeling terrible. And they were like, you do not have COVID, you have kidney failure and some heart failure. And so we may need to talk about a transplant. In April, they said, you do need a kidney transplant. And it kind of went on from there. And we had many procedures, many doctor's appointments, and in 2022, about a year later, March of 2022, I started dialysis. And with that, went through dialysis, and they said, you need a kidney transplant, stick with Jefferson, we'll take care of you. I said, all right, you know, it's the only hospital I knew. And so I went to Jefferson, the Nicoletti Center. I just remember being so scared. My family who's here with me today, everyone was here except my daughter. And we all went in, no one knew what to expect, but you guys did, through your experience with everything. I knew I wasn't the first one to get a transplant, obviously, and you guys knew that too. And the care that you guys showed me, the patience you showed me, because I didn't know anything. And you guys really took care of me. Then I was eventually put on the list, and you guys recommended, you always said that live living donors more successful at times than a deceased donor. So I reached out to my network, and eventually I was talking to Cody one day, and we were talking about the Sixers, and he said, how are you doing? And I didn't tell him this whole time, I didn't tell him about the cold kidney situation. And I finally just told him, like, man, it's not great. I need a kidney. And he signed up immediately. Cody and I were friends in Maryland. He's moved. The one thing about Cody is he moves all over the place. Like, I stay in the tri-state area. Cody is in Virginia, like North Carolina, California. That's where Cody lives at now. And eventually, through 18 months of testing to make sure I was a match, he was a match, we became a match. And the next question I'm sure you have on your mind is, well, what happened next? How did the kidney get here? And I can tell you, on February 13th of this year, Cody, through UC Davis and through Jefferson, you guys worked together, and he was able to have his procedure. And then the kidney, this is my favorite part, was flown across America like a bag handler. I just think of like George Clooney just like holding the bag in like Ocean's 11 or something. And it came here. It actually flew to LaGuardia, and then someone drove it down. That morning I was so nervous because that's when everything was going on with the plane situation, and I was worried that maybe the car would get stuck in traffic, but it came there, it came to Jefferson, and on February 14th, Valentine's Day, I was able to get a kidney. And you know, the best part about that was I was able to, my daughter was born that August, so I was able to be there for her and with her. You know, you guys walked me through every bit of it, the medication, the appointments, the blood work, just everything was just so organized. It like made me want to be like a better person at work and at life. Like, okay, this is how everything should be stacked up in order. So that was a learning experience. So I want to thank the Jefferson team. I want to thank the surgical team, the Nicoletti Center, the Gift of Life program, Dr. Androni. One part I did leave out that I want to make sure I say, I was extremely nervous the day before the surgery. And Dr. Androni came in the hospital room and was like, I got you. Like, it's going here, you're going to be here, you're going to be knocked out, you're not going to remember anything, and you're going to have it. And that put me at ease. For some reason, his ability to just communicate how everything, his confidence just made me, and my family as well, that put everyone at ease. And so I got out of surgery, I'm back to work. It's been it's been 72 days today since the surgery, and I'm back to work, able to be with my family, and I appreciate it, and I love you guys, and I love you guys as well, so thank you.